Hello everyone, Ronnie here once again with RWiggin Photography tips and tricks. And today I'm working in Lightroom 5 and I already have an image pulled up. And what I want to do is just show you pretty much my steps on each photo that I start with in Lightroom 5. So I'll just start the process of my workflow, if you will, and you can use it or change it up somewhat, but just some of the things I do on every photo. So we'll begin with I have this photo here, and if you'll notice the horizontal line is somewhat off, and just the way I was holding the camera. And one of the cool features in Lightroom 5 is you can just go in here under lens correction. Now, the first thing I always do, enable profile corrections and remove chromatic aberration. The next thing if you'll notice is auto. If you'll click this auto, it's going to auto adjust the photograph. Pretty cool feature. You'll notice here how it straightened itself up. Now the next thing I like to do is go into profile, and under profile, if you'll checkbox this enable profile corrections, and I was using a Tamron lens on my Nikon D300, so if you'll select that, you'll notice in the photograph that it's going to correct it to the lens itself. It always seems to add a little bit lighter colors to the photograph itself. Now the next thing I like to do, and once again you can change this up if you want to do so, I like to go up to my whites and my blacks. Now if you'll hold the Alt key down and then start moving your slider to the right, you're going to get a black screen. And when you start seeing some whites and yellows come in, that's usually when I stop. You'll notice the whites up here, and it just brings out those whites a lot better. Now you can kind of adjust that to your preference. Sometimes I'll do that and then move it left or right to feel like it's just right. And I'm going to do the same thing on the blacks, and the screen's going to turn white. If you notice, we start getting some blacks in there, so just release it. Now the next thing I do, because I'm kind of up and down here, I'm going to, on the noise reduction, crank it up a little bit in luminous. Now I do a lot of this in the program I take the photo in after this, but keep in mind Lightroom can do just about everything you want to do to complete your photo. And sometimes I'll turn up the sharpening. Once again, I do take my photos into another editing software program, and then I'll move up here to clarity. I always like to give it some clarity, anywhere from 10 to 20 I normally will do. And the vibrance going to bring out some colors in the photograph. And to me, this photo's a little bit underexposed, so I'm going to work with the shadows a little bit. And it seems like my camera always shoots more cool than warm, so I'm going to crank this up a little bit. And bring the exposure up a little bit as well. Now another cool feature you can use here as well, if you want to use a graduated filter, you can select this right here, and what will happen, this plus sign will come up, and you can use it from the top or from the bottom, whichever area you want to use it in. Now if you'll notice, it made it a lot lighter because it's on the previous settings that I was using. I actually wanted to make it a little bit darker. If you notice, let me scroll down here and turn this off. It's a lot lighter. So basically that's all I really wanted to do to that photo. It makes those clouds pop a little bit better. You know, you can just give a little clarity. Each photo you're going to work it different. So once you're happy with that, you just hit the close here. Of course you have the red eye, and then you have the spot healing, spot removal. and the radio filter as well. You also have the crop. And that's pretty much all that I do. If you go in here in the history, you can see what it was, what we started with. There's our photo we started, and here's our end result. Big difference. Now, at this point, you could be happy with that picture and publish it to the web or whatever it is you'd be doing with it. Normally, I'd go from here and I export it into Photoshop Elements and do a little more cleanup there. So there you have it. That's my process to my workflow to clean up my photos as I work through them, and you can change it up as well if you want to, but those are good starting points to use if you want to give that a shot. And you also have the presets. I don't use them a lot, but you can use them. You have the preview screen on the upper left here. I use that more when I do night photography. So there you have it, just a kind of a quick hands-on of my workflow when I bring a photo into Lightroom 5, and really enhances and brings the image out. So thanks for stopping by. Please check back soon for other videos. Thank you.